Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Lighting Your Sunshine, where we like to shine a light within and empower ourselves. So today, it's just what do we need to know? So let's hop into the cards and see what Spirit wants to say. So today, what cards have we got? We got archangels, no, we got archetypes and angel dreams. So how many? Okay, first card that we had was the Sacral Chakra, which I'm not shocked because there's been a lot of Sacral Chakra stuff lately. I really feel, okay, so when I sit down, they say all of these. When I sit down and I try to focus on, right, I focus on my life, I do my meditations, and then I kind of go and I do the collective. And when I focus on the collective, I feel people are struggling more than they really want to show others. And that's why it keeps coming out in the messages, is that there's just so many secret, silent sufferers. And so when I feel into the world, it doesn't feel that great. And so what they show is a lot of the collective is working through the root chakra, the safety, the survival, the and the sacral. You can't really get to the sacral, which is all about planning and dreams and creativity, unless you feel safe to do so. And so I think that's why so many people aren't feeling like themselves or their best versions, or they're suffering in silence because everyone thinks we have to put on this happy face and show the world that we're happy all the time. But that's not true, because that's not what I'm feeling. Collectively, I don't, when I go through and I feel people, right? I try not to feel people's energies. I keep to myself a lot. You'll be surprised at those who you think are the happiest people. They're really hiding something. So it's coming up and out because you can't hide it. Anything that is shoved down has to come out. It does. And so a lot of people's foundations have been shaken up. They're showing me the eclipse season, which I don't know when that happened. It was probably in October or something like that. Like October, whatever eclipses are, the solar and lunar eclipse, it's about a 6-month period. So we've kind of had that shake up, they say, and now we've had a couple months for things to really crumble and fall apart. And so now we really have to build it up. And now we've lost, I feel. That's what they show. Just so many people have lost so much that there's these big empty holes. Oh. And so there's just that vast emptiness. And so that's where the sacral chakra comes in, they say. If you're really struggling and you feel that very vast emptiness, that void, right? It's not quite depression they're showing, right? It's not that you're sad. It's just something used to take up that space and it was full. And now it's that empty feeling. So that's what they want to say. In this feeling, to take that creativity. Do something that brings you joy, that fun. It says creativity and change. Oh, great. There's that change. I really do feel that so many people, and I can relate with that, with my big move. I don't feel like this is home. I mean, I feel comfortable, but I don't feel like this is home. And so that will come with time, right? And things like that. So I've listened to my own advice and I've just been soaking up the creativity. I really find that creativity and working in the sacral chakra, right? Sacral chakra could also be associated with like sex, sexuality, those kind of things, sensuality. And so they're showing me that energy and telling people to harness it, right? They're not saying to harness it by going out and being a hoe, but they're saying take that creative energy and do something that really sparks that joy in you. It says creativity. Whee! Well, maybe it's time to go on to the next card. So what do we got next? We've got the third eye. So there are other cards that are just not chakras in these ones. So we've got 2 major chakras. So creativity and third eye. With the third eye is where you see, you dream, you believe. That's where the creativity comes in. So we've got these 2 powerhouses. And what would you like to share? What I don't get in this card is, why does it say purple when purple is the crown? And this one says third eye. They're showing me someone who's not creative. Someone who, you know, when like inspiration comes and they're like, I'm seeing like, you know, you go to like all these little things like get-togethers and groups, and they have like little activities for you to do. And, you know, you just have to like write questions about yourself, or what's your 3 favorite? What's your favorite quote? And it's like, this person I'm seeing is so stuck that it's like, what's your favorite quote? And like no quotes or inspiration even comes to them. I see them being very like, they say that a lot. And then what else am I getting? I'm getting very much, this person is great at numbers. That's what I'm getting. They're a mathematician. Like the energy that I'm picking up for the person who isn't quite good at tapping into the creativity, they're showing me your creativity is different, right? Like I go and I see color and I'm inspired, but I see someone, they have numbers, and everything in the universe can be explained by math. It really can. We just don't understand some things yet, but math is all in nature. Nature is math. And so maybe you don't create the same way like I create, by channeling whatever comes to me, right? Yours is a different way. And so what is it that your brain thinks and brings you joy and spark? There's things in your environment that is just sitting there. How can we utilize this and bring life and oomph and those kind of things into it? So the next 2 cards we have are selenite, which the moon is coming out. And I guess the moon would be illusions and doubts. That's what they're showing. So what about the moon? They're showing the moon with the illusions and the third eye. That's exactly it. It's like you're thinking that you need to create like how other creative people, right? If you are a musician and you write, everybody write their genres and everyone's doing the same thing. You know, that's what I never got. I'm not a cool person, and I'll never be cool, and I'm not a trendy person. I don't get it. But like, let's say TikTok or YouTube Reels or whatever, when like a trending song, I understand that everybody wants to like excel, and they use that same song in hopes that it will, right, get sent to millions. But why don't you create your own thing with your own song? Or if you're creating something and a song comes to you that is inspired by that, rather than like taking what someone else has already done and forcing it into yours. So that's that moon and that illusion. It's like, don't take what someone else's creativity is. I mean, maybe you could start with it. If you really have no inspiration or don't know how to start to be creative, you can, right? Flattery is just like watching someone, and but you'll find what doesn't resonate with you. You could copy others, but there's just some things that you're like, I don't like it this way, so let's do it my way. And then eventually there should be no more form of flattery. You got your own thing going on, your own creativity. You're bringing in those fractals and those really cool things into whatever it is that you know, that you call art. And if you're not good at math and you're not good at, oh yeah, back to that musician, making your own music, not using someone else's for a trend. Although I do love samples, I do, and I do love covers. I love twists and different perspectives, I think is what I want to say. And so that's what your creativity is. You need to own up to your own. Whatever's in your brain, whatever inspires and interests you, it's different than others. And I would love to know what you know and what inspires your heart, because that's what makes life so interesting and so fun, is that different perspective. So what does this say? This says, the selenite card says spiritual activation and stimulation. So that's you now seeing your spark, your creativity. And then we have the last card that we have not yet gone to. Look at how much gold and sunshine is in this card. It is the stairs. And it says direction and timing. Again, with that direction and timing, if you don't have that, if you don't even know where to start, I'm hearing 3 things. I don't know. Okay, no, they told me there's 3 things. I only heard 2 things. So let's see what this is. The first one, for the person who's not creative and doesn't even know where to start, there's things around you that you could pick up. And I don't know, like, what's an example? Here's my candle. I'm just gonna hold it. I haven't lit this candle yet, brand new. It smells amazing, but make use of it. It just sits there all the time. And then, like, by actually like lighting this and letting the scent come out, the smell's gonna inspire me, and then something new will happen, and then I'll light that and I'm like, oh, it feels so cozy. Now I want hot chocolate. Now I want this. Ooh, I'm gonna make a card. I'm gonna, you know, this to this to this to this. It's not forcing anything, it's letting it flow. And so that's the first one. The second one, right, so first, pick up the things around you. They're your things. They have energy and life already in them, and then that will inspire you from one thing to the next. And then the second one, copying someone else until you find what your real niche is or groove. And then the third one, I never heard, so we're at the third. So what do you want me to say about this? I hate when they kind of put me on this kind of pressure thing. But maybe that's the message, actually, is don't put pressure on yourself that art and your creativity has to be perfect. You have this idea, the third person has the idea inside them already, and they think about it and they think about it and they think about it, and this is what I'm gonna do, and this is what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna make it this, but they don't do anything, and it just sits in there. So for the third person, for your creativity, it's literally just setting out some time for you every day, 5 minutes on paper, whatever it is that is your thing that will pull it out. And I think once you start, actually, I don't think you're gonna stop, because you've thought about it so much that it's just gonna flow and flow and flow. That's what they show me. So wrapping this up, it's time to get your creativity on. You've been in survival mode for so much, and there's that deep void and that emptiness. And so that's okay. Spirit's saying there's so much other things that we can infuse into it. If you're not feeling inspired to start, don't force yourself. That's where I was feeling that anxious, like it had to be perfect or something. Like, I gotta be creative. Like, I'm still healing. I just had all my roots ripped up. I'm pretty sure you've had your roots ripped up in whatever situation, scenario. What was that turning into? Scenario? Anyways, and it's uncomfortable. And that's what I see, is like the roots going into the ground, and then when they pull up the roots, there's all this hollow system, right, where the roots went. Maybe the dirt will fill up and cover and, you know, be packed again. But when it's you, it's inside your heart, your being, your soul. Well, we got to put some love, light, and creativity back in there, because that's fuel for our soul to go off and do our purpose. Ooh, I like that. I got mad chills. And so I'm going to leave it there and maybe go do something creative. Although I feel like this is part of my creative and I love sharing it with you. So thank you for being a part of my journey. I doubt every single video I put out of what I said, because I would really hate to mislead someone, right? And that's why I'm like, you listen to your intuition. And so with you and your discernment and tapping into your own creativity and allowing me to tap into mine, I think it's beautiful, and I think it's growing into something awesome. So just thank you for being a part of my journey. Bye, guys.